Welcome back to our lesson on job benefits and costs. When we left off, I had asked you to complete activity 3.10, the costs of working. Specifically, I asked you to think about jobs that you've had or a job that you currently have and think about the extra expenses related to your work. What hidden costs might there be in jobs that you know of or that you already have? I want to take the time to note that not all costs related to work are monetary. So that means that there are things that are going to cost you that might not necessarily be money. Things like time, spending time with your family or spending time with your friends. It may cost you time to have a job. It may be that you've made a choice earlier in your life that does not allow you to have the job that you want to have. Take a look at page 29 in your student booklet. Page 29 explains what an opportunity cost is. It's the cost of what you give up when you choose an action. If you have a job that you have after school, it might mean that you have to give up playing sports or doing after-school activities. It might mean that you have to give up time spending time with your family. So I'd like for you to pause this video and read page 29 about opportunity costs. Specifically, I want you to pay attention to one of the new guys at Uncle Frank's shop and the opportunity cost that he had. So go ahead, pause this video, read page 29, and pay attention to the new employee at Uncle Frank's shop. Now that you've finished reading, I hope you see that opportunity costs, they don't just have to be monetary. For this new guy working at Uncle Frank's shop, he used to work at a job where he had to pay for his own boots, he had to pay for all the classes before he got certified, and he may have gotten paid extra money on the weekends, but he missed his son's soccer game. So you can see he had both monetary expenses and other expenses that he had to give up in order to work for his job. And this opportunity cost, now he has a new job. Perhaps Uncle Frank's doesn't pay as much, but the salary seems to be not really an issue because now he gets to spend more time with his family, and Uncle Frank may pay for some of his supplies that he needs. So an opportunity cost in this case would be he has the opportunity to spend time with his family at the cost of a lower salary, so he might not be getting paid as much. Now I'd like to transition from talking about the job costs to thinking about preferences. What job options would match your work preferences? So in your binder, you should find the task Work Setting Preferences. It looks like this, and the directions say, what is your ideal work situation? Review the list below. Check the 10 groups of workplace factors that relate to preferences that are most important to you. Then, based on your preferences, write a paragraph that describes what a day would be like in your ideal job situation. So, for example, if you don't have a car, you might want to select number 2, access to public transportation, or you could select number 5, commute time. How much time are you willing to spend on your commute to and from work? So what are some things that are important to you? As a teacher, here are some things that are preferable to me. I have a car, so, I need some parking that's kind of close by. I bring in lots of papers and lots of, tasks or things to my classroom. So I like to have access to parking. It doesn't need to be too close, but I also don't want to have to walk a mile to get my belongings to my classroom. So access to public transportation isn't really necessary for me. I live too far away to be able to take public transportation to my school. Attire, hey, I would prefer to wear business casual. I don't really want to wear a uniform. I like having the choice to wear my own clothes. It's not necessary, but I do prefer business casual. Benefits. I need a job that has good benefits. So what benefits are important to me? Health insurance, vacation days, and sick days. Those are all very good benefits that I appreciate having in my job. Commute time, I grew up in an area where to get anywhere it took me 45 minutes, so my commute time isn't something that's very important to me. I'm just going to skip that one. Right now I'm commuting about 25 minutes to school from my home, so it doesn't take me very much time, considering that it used to take me 45 minutes to get anywhere. Company size. I really do prefer working at a small company, a place where I know the people that I'm working with. If I work for a big corporation, usually they don't know my name and we don't get to have very good relationships. So I prefer to have a small company. Compensation. This is a huge one. I really appreciate the fact that I have a set salary. That means each month I get paid the same exact amount of money, no matter how many hours I work. Now, it's expected that I work 40 hours a week, and therefore that, takes up most of my salary. But there are places that if there are snow days, or if somebody can't come into work, they might not get paid for that day, and that might mess up the earnings and their wages and what they're able to pay for the next month. Well, customer contact, I am a teacher. I come in contact with the people I work with every single day. My students are my customers. I love having so much contact with my students, even if it's just through video. I really enjoy working with my classes and making sure that I have fun, creative ways to engage them and teach them things. I also don't mind working more behind the scenes, but for my job, I really do enjoy that customer contact. That's a preference to me. Deadlines. Okay, I don't like deadlines. I am just going to skip that one. I do not prefer to have deadlines. If I could work at my own pace, that would be much easier. Diversity. Do you prefer to work with a group of diverse coworkers, or would you rather work with people who are more like you? I like a healthy mix of both. Again, that's not a preference for me. I have a diverse group of coworkers, but at the same time, we are all educators and we all have like minds. Education assistance. I am thinking about getting my master's, and I appreciate that the school system that I work for offers some education assistance. That means that they will help me pay for education later on. And health needs. I don't really have any health needs. I don't have any physical limitations that would make it difficult for me to get around the workplace, so that is not a preference. So this was just my example of what I find to be preferential when I am completing this task. You might have different work preferences, and we are two different individuals, so I expect there to be some differences between what I have and what you have checked and why you have those preferences. So I've gone through the first 12 with you. There's a few more on the next page. There's 30 altogether. I'd like for you to go ahead, read through those, pause this video, read through those, and check which you feel is most necessary for you in your work setting. So pause this video and go ahead and finish that. All right, now that you have finished completing this task, setting your work preferences, I'd like you to review them. Your next task might be a little bit more challenging. I'm going to ask you to write a paragraph that describes your ideal job. Taking your preferences, what would your ideal job look like? So remember that a paragraph, it needs to have proper writing techniques. So you should have a topic sentence and supporting sentences with examples and details. And you can use the information that you have here to give your details. Why might you want educational assistance? If that is something that you checked as a preference, why would that be something in your ideal workplace? All right, so go ahead, grab a separate sheet of paper. You can start writing out your paragraph about your ideal job or employment opportunity. While you do that, go ahead and pause this video. Now that you've finished writing your paragraph that describes your ideal job, I'm going to add a reflection on there. I want you to answer these two questions as well. The first question is, what employee benefits are you particularly important to you right now? Right now, as a high schooler or as a young adult, what job benefits are particularly important to you? That's an important question because your preferences may change. When you're living on your own or when you have a family, there might be additional benefits that you want when you're considering future jobs. For instance, right now, it might not be necessary for you to want a job that has a lot of benefits like insurance. Until you are 26 years old, you can have the benefits that your parents have. So if you are on your parents' insurance plan right now, you can stay on that plan until you're 26 years old. Usually it's more cost efficient to have a family plan than it is for everybody to have their own individual plan. So benefit-wise, that might not be something that is important to you, a preference that you would need right now. But later on in your life, when you're living on your own, when you have your own family, benefits might be something super important to you. So you've kind of already answered that question, what is particularly important to you now? But I want you on that same page that you wrote your paragraph, your ideal job on, I want you to explain how your preferences might change in the future and what preferences you might add or take away depending on if you're living on your own or have a family of your own. So go ahead again, pause this video and identify some preferences that might change over time. Now that you've had a chance to finish reflecting on what kind of job preferences you think you would have in the future, I want to introduce you to a new website. And this website is called CashCourse, CashCourse.org. So grab a different device or pause this video and try and get to cashcourse.org. This is your real life money guide. We are going to register for CashCourse. This website provides really helpful resources such as a job priorities worksheet or a job comparison worksheet, and you can log on here whenever you have questions about really any financial idea. So log on to CashCourse, and then I want you to go to the Other section. So it says School Administrators, Students, Other. We're going to register as Other. Okay, we're not affiliated with a college or university, so we can press Register Now. And you will need to put in your first name and your last name, as well as the state that you are from. And under School, once you get what state you're from, just write school not listed. You will need an email. Your school address is fine for that. And you need to set a password. It says it must be 7 to 14 characters. It needs 3 or 4 of the following types of characters. So a regular password, whatever you usually use, should be fine. And then you'll just need to press that you accept the terms of conditions, and then you can press Register. So go ahead, take a couple seconds, CashCourse, register now under the Other section, and fill in the information and press Register. All right, so now that you've pressed Register, you should be logged into CashCourse. It looks pretty great. There's the Financial Experts wall, there's a CashCourse planner, but really along the side, along the left side is where you've got some really great information. There are articles for you. You can go through any one of these and find lots of different articles to read. There are also financial tools, different quizzes that you can take, financial calculators, a glossary, different worksheets. Just a really great place, a really great resource for students who are looking for financial assistance and aren't really sure what to do. We will probably be using this in the future. I might tell you to log onto CashCourse, so hopefully you made your password something that you can remember, and we will be using this probably later in our unit. So that is all that we have to talk about. We've looked at the job benefits, the costs, and your preferences. When we meet again next time, we will be looking at the pay and taxes that you earn and have to pay as an employee. So have a great day, and I'll see you next time.